NPCs. They're everywhere, serving whatever purpose they need to fulfill. Some exist to battle for experience, while others play an important role in the main story. However, most of them seem to simply exist just to add ambience, being found in buildings and routes, usually giving nothing more than a few lines of useless text. And these are the characters who often get overlooked. Think about it. How many of these characters have you taken a quick look at and never spoke to, just leaving their small nuggets of wisdom forever trapped in between the lines of the game's code? But one thought that seems to evade most people's minds is the moral compass of these unassuming strands of code and pixels. Because among all of them throughout Pokemon's over 25 years and many regions, there exists one single NPC who stands above the rest in terms of their evil intentions. It's not any of the evil team leaders, or any of the rivals. It's not even Mindy, the woman whose name has been stained in infamy through her one trade. No, it's a single, lonely man living in the very corner of the world. A man who has spent his entire life waiting for one gullible person to step foot and have their fateful conversation with him. Let's take a look at Pokemon's most evil character, and how one small mistake can lead to the most devastating of realities. Our story begins with the newly crowned Sinnoh champion, Dawn. Her team is, well, a bit unorthodox to say the least, but having a fit team doesn't matter when you've already climbed to the summit of the mountain, and as such, she's taking a bit of a luxurious vacation in the battle zone. But what's a vacation without a little sightseeing, right? To the east of the survival area is Route 226, a bit of a treacherous hike with several steep hills that need to be rock climbed to fully explore. Thankfully, with her expertise and a gang of a babyfish, world-renowned artist, 2 nurses, a black cat, obviously for good luck, and a snake who got the most disappointing evolution of all time, navigating the terrain was a breeze. But upon reaching the shore, Dawn notices that there's a lone, mysterious house sitting right in the center of the lake. Through her hundreds of houses broken into and trash cans dug through, she knows that a single house can only mean one thing: treasure. So, in gleeful naivety, she quickly surfs to the little house. But little did she know, this would be the beginning of the worst day of her life. The interior of the house appears to be like any other, decorated with a small green carpet, a table carrying a notebook and a laptop, and a TV that, just like every other, never seems to take a rest from its constant buzzing. But the most intriguing thing inside is the lone hiker sitting just a few feet away from Dawn, seemingly in his own world. She decides to talk to him. His demeanor is a bit strange, but friendly. The Meister, he calls himself, offers a once-in-a-lifetime trade: his Magikarp for her Finneon. Dawn hesitates at first. What kind of a scam is this? But then he pitches something unique. It's unlike any other Magikarp from here. It's from Germany, a faraway place. Well, you can't resist something that good, even if it's just a Magikarp, right? And so, Dawn gives in to her traveling enthusiastic side and proceeds with the trade. The eccentric man looks at her with a sinister grin while thanking her. The trade is done. And with the trade done, the entire world has just closed in on her. While it may not look like anything significant has happened, Dawn has just made a very, very fatal decision. Excited, she quickly leaves the house to continue exploring the route. But once she makes it to the water's edge, she comes to the shocking discovery that no Pokemon in her party know Surf. But not only that, none of the Pokemon in her party can learn Surf. Well, a minor inconvenience, yes, but nothing to worry about just yet, right? Perhaps a Pokemon can fly back to the Pokemon Center? Nope, nothing. What about the Magikarp that she just got? Well, it's level 100, which means it can't evolve anymore. With anxiety rapidly climbing, she checks her bag in frantic search of anything that could possibly get her out of this situation. Held items? No. Pokeballs to catch something? Well, in a crazy stroke of luck, she has some older balls in her bag remaining. But not only that, she also has a good rod that she used to catch the original Finneon. Looks like the solution is clear. Just find a wild Pokemon in the water using the good rod, catch it, and swim away freely. But there's a small problem with that. Having items in her bag doesn't matter. With a full team of 6, catching a water-type Pokemon means nothing. It'll just be sent to the PC. And now, the reality of the situation has truly revealed itself. There's no way out of this island. those caught Pokemon will forever be stuck in that PC. Now, the world is just Dawn, her 6 Pokemon, and an island that she'll be stuck on for the rest of her existence. But there is one way out of this seemingly hopeless situation. You see, Finneon was caught using the Good Rod, which means that you will always have that item with you, and because of that, you can still encounter wild Pokemon. This single key item is going to be the key to getting out of here. However, we're not going to be catching any wild Pokemon. Instead, we're going to take the second route, make our entire party faint. This doesn't seem so bad at first, especially when you remember that in Gen 4, Struggle's recoil damage was increased to always dealing 25% of your total health each time you use it. So once we run out of PP, fainting by using Struggle will be no difficult task. But we have one problem. Our team, well, it's not exactly the most fit for battling. But not only that, the entire team is level 100. This means that we're gonna have to spend a really long time defeating wild Pokemon over and over, making each of our Pokemon slowly suffer until they finally drop dead. Tack on the fact that this is Gen 4, the generation infamous for being slow, as well as the fact that you need to time your reeling each battle, and it's clear that we're gonna be stuck on this little island for a very long time. So long, in fact, that I didn't even try to make my entire party faint. But even though after spending all of this time paying full attention to the game waiting for that exclamation mark to pop up, then mind-numbingly mash the A button until we defeat one Pokemon, we can finally make it to safety, the fact of the matter still remains. All of those Pokemon in the lake who were sacrificed, and all of the insufferable amount of time spent making each team member faint, time that can never be regained, were the result of this single NPC who tricked the player into being forced to make the choice of either staying with them for eternity or slowly draining the life of each of their beloved Pokemon. Why is he here in this lonely house? And what intentions did he exactly have for his unfortunate victim? Since this is just a game filled with lines of code, we'll likely never know, and maybe there wasn't any purpose behind it. But either way, I'm fairly certain that this is Pokemon's most evil character.